today, weak African currencies that are debased, having to use the dollar for imports and whatever else we need to do in the country, and debts denominated in dollars, it's always the next month. What do we do? How do we pay this debt quickly? Nobody can really plan properly, productively for the long term.
Financial services are limited to your identity. So majority of the people who end up without identity, either because they are refugees or they are orphans, of course it's a process that we can go through and try to acquire identity for them. And by consequence, they would get bank accounts, they would get phone numbers. But that's a process that requires money and time.
By the banking regulations, everyone needs to have a registered address, an ID for identifications. And there's a lot of people, there's a challenge in the country that people maybe don't have the ID, or their house does not have a street name.
Generally in South Africa, 46% is unemployed. And most of all, not only unemployed, they can't even access credit. The digital native, but they don't have access to the global network. So that on its own, it creates that problem. They get frustrated, they linger into alcohol and drug abuse, but why is because of the money aspect of things.
Hello. Hi, Jenna. How are you doing? Nice to see you again. Yeah, we are teaching Bitcoin diploma students. They know nothing about Bitcoin and they get rewarded in Bitcoin on weekly basis. They save their money. When it grows, then they buy groceries for their parents. I have 8 students, but now the one had to be my assistant. So I'm left with 7. Yeah. So we give them meals after school. I have a young teenage boy helping me as well with technology, which I struggle with. So Bongani is always rushing to the center to help me with whatever, especially when I'm about to have meetings, online meetings and all that. Yeah.
There's the theory part of education through the Bitcoin diploma course, which are done at the Bitcoin Economies Center. But then there's also the practical education, where kids will get rewards for their participation and actually go and spend it at some of the spaza shops that are onboarded, learning to save for the future, seeing what happens when they actually do keep their funds over time.
Explain about the owner of the shop that he was first accepting Bitcoin, but he saw that no, this thing is giving me like lot of stress, and then I have to leave it. And then I keep begging him every time I saw him. I keep begging him, come and can you please accept Bitcoin in the payment? He said no, I hate the Bitcoin volatility. And then I did suggest that he can receive his Bitcoin to stable set. So today he's very happy.
For the first time in Africa's history, we finally have something neutral that we can build our economies on and not depend on the dollar, the euro, and all the other reserve currencies out there.
In many respects, using Bitcoin on a mobile device in Africa, South Africa, is easier, faster, and cheaper than any of the fiat systems and solutions that are available.
To us, Bitcoin, it's what is called a life raft. It protects us against inflation. We have seen rampant inflation in Africa. It's not a child's play.
I would like to say Bitcoin is a silent revolution, a revolution that you don't have to go into the streets and do this, but buying Bitcoin and holding to Bitcoin and spending in Bitcoin, that's a revolution that this type of community needs. All of these paintings there, they were done by someone who used to be a drug addict. But so far, ever since we introduced the project, slowly but surely is changing his life. And when I'm looking at these walls here, I actually get to see that if we keep on introducing Bitcoin, coming to this type of communities, maybe 2 or 3 people can change their lives for the better. We don't have to change the whole world, but I think if you change one person at a time, it makes a whole lot more of a difference than trying to change the whole community.
Thank you.
Of course, you could come in and teach people, but it's more powerful if you can have locals teach their peers, because there are different languages where they relate to each other.
The adoption is scaling. People are interested in learning more about Bitcoin. They ask questions relatively to the fact that Trezor Academy made access to Bitcoin education easy for them.
So what Trezor Academy does is it increases the level of financial and digital literacy so that people are more resilient in their life, learn very important skills for them to be successful in life, to advance in life. This program will not teach everybody in Africa about Bitcoin. That's simply not possible. What we're doing here is planting seeds through the local educators that choose the best local students that are willing to listen to this type of Bitcoin education, and we plant these seeds in local communities from which the Bitcoin circular economies later grow.
Oh yeah! Thank you, Joseph. Now I look better.
My name is Evening from Bitcoin Babies. Fun fact, I love working with mothers. I'm a mother myself, mother of 3.
Wow.
I am from Mozambique in Nyambane, Toko.
Beautiful.
I know a Bitcoin about my friend Herman. So I met Herman for a long time, so he's the one, he promoted me in Bitcoin.
I'm just a Bitcoin enthusiast and Oakens bouncer. So I look scary, but guys, I'm here to help.
I generally feel like Bitcoin has a way of attracting great people.
First of all, also just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you guys. Conference wouldn't be what it is without people here. It'd be very weird for me to stand and talk to an empty room.
In 2026, financial literacy is the battleground. People choosing a system that works for them. The system is not designed for us, it's not designed for me, but Bitcoin is designed for everyone.
So many people would love to attend these conferences, but they do not have this opportunity to attend these conferences. So having such a grassroots conference that has been known, for pushing grassroots movement will really, push the efforts, especially of the grassroots builders, grassroots mobilizers, and the general community around East Africa to have this opportunity also to interact with all the other grassroots players across the world.
What is really interesting about Bitcoin is that it is truly available for anybody, just anyone.
I drive 14 hours drive to Maputo to have a meetup at Trezor Academy. Because why? Because Trezor Academy is giving me a freedom life.
Pens? Those are useful?
Now I'm here, but I need all my community to live a good life.
Bitcoin just doesn't recognize any, if you're poor or rich, what color your skin is, whether you did some government ID or not.
Bitcoin, it's freedom money. Bitcoin, there no Friday, no Saturday. Bitcoin is 24 hours. The Bitcoin is no border.
You can transact with anybody in the world. You can make money from jobs all across the world, and you can get paid, which would be otherwise very hard for people in South Africa to receive payments from Europe or the US. It can protect you from inflation and from the currency debasement, a very big problem in Africa. The way things have been set up economically, we're always being extracted from, because we have to work with those reserve currencies to do anything within our countries. And for once we have something that's not controlled by anybody, that gives us an opportunity to grow productively, important point, productively as countries across Africa, and save the work that we do within the country or the continent and not send it out somewhere else.